Good morning everyone, this is Kumar Sheikh, and in today's video I brought you a beautiful lesson which is very essential in all competitive exams, that is cell, the basic unit of life. See, cell is also called as structural and functional unit. And before entering into the video, dear friends, please subscribe my channel, like it, share it and support me. Right, get into the video. Then we all know the cell is the structural and the functional unit of an organism, because every living organism is made up of cell. Several cells are present in their body, and some they can live in a single cell also. See, all the living creatures structurally they are made up of cells, and the functions carried in the organism depend on the functions carried out by the cells. Hence, the cell is the structural and the functional unit of an organism. So for the first time, the cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. When he observed the oak bark, he observed the cell for the first time in the oak tree bark. Actually, it was a dead bark cell. Usually, it is a dead cells. It contains dead cells. So he observed the honeycomb-like structures, and he noticed some cavities in that. And each cavity he named as cell. Cell, which means the little room in Latin. Right? Then, it was a turn to Anton van Leeuwenhoek that in 1674, he observed many living cells. Actually, Robert Hooke observed the dead cells. But for the first time, Anton van Leeuwenhoek observed the living cells in 1674. Then coming to the background of the cell and its theories. So cell theory, Schleiden and Schwann proposed the cell theory. They both are the German scientists, and those scientists worked on the nature, structure and everything on the cell. And finally they proposed a theory which is called a cell theory. Schleiden and Schwann proposed a theory called cell theory. And in this theory, they very clearly mentioned that all the living organisms composed of cells. But all the living creatures are made up of cells. With their postulations, Rudolf Virchow, he described the cell as omnicellular e-cellular, which means all the cells, they arise from pre-existing cells, means already existed cells. All the living organisms, they are made up of cells, and all the cells they arise from already pre-existing cells. Okay, that is the main important postulations of cell theory. And you see, cells they are common in all the organisms, but some differences are present in plant cells as well as animal cells. See, the main differences between plant and animal cells are cell wall, plastids, vacuoles, centrioles. See, cell wall usually it is only present in plant cells. Cell wall is cell wall is present in plant cell only, and it is mainly made up of cellulose. That's we will discuss about the cell wall and everything in the next videos. Then plastids. Plastids are different kinds. They also only present in the plant cells, like chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplast. Like plastids are present in the plant cells. Right? Only plant cells they contain plastids, but there are no plastids and no cell wall in animal cells. Coming to these two vacuoles and centrioles. Vacuoles are large empty spaces present in the plant cells. But one more important thing here we have to discuss about the vacuoles is vacuoles are also present in animal cell, but they are very tiny. They are very small, but mostly large vacuoles are present in plant cells. At the same time, centrioles. Centrioles are also present in animal cell. At the time of cell division, they generate in plant cells also. So centrioles always present in animal cell, and at the time of cell division, centrioles also produce in plant cells. Then usually cells are two kinds broadly, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell based on their number. So prokaryotic cell means the cells which do not contain a membrane to its nucleus. Those are prokaryotic cells. Means prokaryotic cells do not have separate nuclear membrane in their cell, so that they are known as prokaryotic cells. The examples for prokaryotic cells are bacteria, blue-green algae, mycoplasma, then PPLO, right? Then these are some of the examples of prokaryotic cells. This pleuropneumonia-like organisms. PPLO stands for pleuropneumonia-like organisms. These are some of the examples for prokaryotic cells. So prokaryotic cells, almost all the prokaryotic cells, they do not have organelles in them. So mostly prokaryotic means they do not have any nuclear membrane in their cell, and they do not have many of the cell organelles except ribosomes. Ribosomes are present in prokaryotic cells. Then prokaryotic cells, usually they do not contain a separate nuclear membrane, and we cannot see a separate nucleus also in it. But naked DNA is present in prokaryotes. Naked DNA means which do not contain any nuclear membrane. The circular DNA is also present in it, and in addition to that, some other outside the DNA, genomic DNA, some other DNA also is present here. Circular DNA also present in the prokaryotic cell. It is called as plasmid. Plasmids are present right in the prokaryotic cells also. See, then in another one important aspect in prokaryotic cell is prokaryotic cell membrane. The cell membrane in the prokaryotic cell, it infolds the membrane. This is known as mesosomes. So mesosomes are present in prokaryotic cell. So usually most of the prokaryotic cells, they are invisible, means we can't see through them our naked eye, right? So they are in different sizes. Then let us come to eukaryotes. Eukaryotes, they have a clear-cut cell and it contains cell membrane, and in addition to that, nucleic membrane is present. The cells which contain nuclear membrane, it is a cell. In this cell, we know it is a nucleus. Nucleus contains nucleic membrane. The cell, the nucleus, both are present, and the nucleus is surrounded with a membrane that is called nucleic membrane. In eukaryotic cells, the nucleic membrane is present. So we can define as the cells which contain the nucleic membrane in their cell, it is known as eukaryotic cells. Usually in eukaryotic cells, all the organelles also present, like endoplasmic reticulum, right? Lysosomes, ribosomes, mitochondria, Golgi complex, such organelles are present in eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells, all the plant cells are eukaryotic cells, and animal cells are eukaryotic cells, etc. So there are different type of cells are present, and they are different in size. Usually mycoplasma, it is very smallest cell. See, mycoplasma has only 0.3 micrometers only. The size of the mycoplasma is 0.3 micrometers only, whereas bacteria 3 to 5 micrometers. Then it is ever known to everybody that ostrich egg is the largest egg. It is a very largest egg, and it is also a single cell. It is considered as a cell. Okay, it is the largest cell, and in human body, in our body, the longest cell is nerve cell, as we know that, right? And you see nowadays a scientist called Schulze, he noticed that a bacteria which can be seen with our unaided eye also. That is called actually Theomargareta namibiensis. Theomargareta namibiensis is the bacteria he found in the shore of Namibia. So that's why he named it as Theomargareta namibiensis. It is the very biggest bacteria, and the size of the bacteria is 0.5 millimeters. Means we can see with our unaided eye also. Right, coming to the discussion, the unicellular and multicellular organisms. See, unicellular organism means, the uni means a single. So the organism which is made up of only one cell, that is called unicellular organism. The best example we know that is amoeba. So in this amoeba, this total body of this amoeba is made up of only single cell. This single cell carries every function like locomotion, digestion, excretion, reproduce. Every function is made up of, function is carried out by only this single cell. So this type of organisms are called unicellular organisms. See here, this pseudopodia is present. Pseudopodia is present in the amoebas. So these pseudopodias help the amoeba to find the food, or to get in the locomotion as well as to find the food also. And these pseudopodia will help in unicellular organisms like amoeba. And multicellular organisms. Multicellular organism means many cells are present. Many cells are present in the organisms. So each cell, each organ, in them different type of organs are present. So each organ, it performs different functions. Okay, this is what the multicellular organisms is. Then the size of the organisms may be different, but the cell is not so large. It is not possible to see with our naked eyes. So cell, the size is very small. But for example, elephant is too large. Is elephant cell is too much big? No. It also very small. But the size of the organism depends on the number of cells, but not size of the cells. Okay. With this, we have broad discussion on cell, the basic unit of life we have done. And in the next video, we shall discuss about all the organelles present in the cells. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.